Hi, this is Kathy from Kathy's Creations and Specialties. This is another project for craft supplies for you for the month of September. And what I've created is 2 tags, and they're both decorative on both sides, and they're following the Halloween theme. Here is the first one, and here is the second. I'll kind of move it out. So that's what they both look like on one side. Now I'll just go ahead and explain what one of them is first. So the first one here I created and using several products from Craft Supplies for You. And I took a large tag that I have a die for AccuCut. And so I bought the die, and so I can make large tags. And this is the tag. And what I had done on this tag is, and I don't know why it won't, it'll kind of get closer, but it won't go further out. So this tag, I went ahead and the paper line I used on here was Graphic 45 Happy Hauntings and an Eerie Tale. Kind of 2 of their older paper lines, but I don't use a lot of Halloween papers, so I do have that left over. So I covered it with the black paper. Then I created, I used from Jana's Designs, I used this steampunk doily, which I absolutely love, which is my favorite. In the center of the doily, I did add a photo from Eerie Tales, and it has, then I glossy accented that. Then over that, I added a tree and a ghost, both from my collection. And the fence is a Spellbinders die, Halloween die. Really a lot of fun to create. And then I used these flowers, and these are just from my stash, and I have quite a few of these. So then I also added, at the very bottom, I added lace from Julie's store. It's a very delicate black, kind of a trimmy, crocheted trim. And then on the other side, I created this using a 2-toned peach spray from Julie's store. And then I added these green acrylic sprays into it. I had a large spider, which they usually, those came from the dollar store. On the background, after using the paper, I actually embossed a spider web. I do have a spider coming down from the web, and I used, these are from Holtz dies. And this is another steampunk doily. Again, I used the same Spellbinders fence on the bottom. And what I used from Julie's store is the all the charms that I put on the top of the tag, and it can kind of swing from either side. But all these came from Julie's store, or most of them, I should say, all came from Julie's store. I thought they were just really delicate, really fun. Here's a little haunted house. And this hand I had in my stash, so it didn't, but then here's a timepiece and a little spider web and a trinket, plus there's a skull head with wings. Anyway, it's just a lot of fun to play with, just to hang off of the tag. So whoever receives this, they can either kind of leave it on the front, or they can have it on the back. So, kind of depends on what they choose. But all the charms are, she has a lot of metal charms, a lot of fun to work with, to put on mini books, tags, You can put them on cards. Just lots of fun. But I just love those two-tone peach parchment flowers. Really pretty. And then the second tag, I also used a two-toned spray, but what I did with it is I kind of spread it apart and I added those black fabric flowers with the pearl centers with the stamens onto it. This trim here is from Julie's store. It comes in a kind of a mesh, so you get quite a few rows, and I just cut however many rows I needed. This is from my stash, as well as this. I used a steampunk doily behind. This is from the Graphic 45 collection, as well as the background paper. And then on the back side, and this is from an Erie Tale, I used a fence again, and then I fussy cut out all this from the paper line, and then on several parts, just certain parts, I use glossy accents. Like I use for part of the spindle, I use spinning wheel, I use glossy accents, as well as on the witch's hat and on her hair and parts of her the flowers that are kind of around, and you can kind of see the gleam, the shininess. Those are glossy accents. And then behind it, it just says beware. And then I also cut out from the Spellbinder set, this haunted house. And then on the back side, okay, I did show that, sorry. And then again, here are some charms from Julie's store. Quite a few different, this came from my stash, but the owl, the king, the key, the clock, and the feather, and this little mask. Okay, there, can't, sorry, I was too blurry. There's a haunted house and a butterfly. All these charms, and she has so many charms to choose from. So be sure to check out Julie's store and see all the new products that she has in, as well as flowers, embellishments, charms, doilies. She just carries quite a bit of stuff. So stop on by and kind of see what Julie has to offer. Thanks. Have fun crafting. Bye.